What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Ben here at Galactic News Center. Today, going to be talking about the recent speculation that Admiral Thrawn will be making an appearance in Star Wars Rebels. Now, for those of you who don't know, Admiral Thrawn was a character in the extended universe of Star Wars who was no longer canon, but Thrawn was the Grand Admiral of the Empire. He was a masterful tactician, and before deciding how to attack people, he would study their people's artwork in order to learn how to defeat them and discover their weaknesses. Long story short, the dude was a master tactician and a total badass for the Galactic Empire. Now, there's been some dust being kicked up about whether or not we're going to see Thrawn in Star Wars Episode 8. A pretty common theory was that Benicio del Toro may play Thrawn or a Thrawn-type character in Episode 8. There was also some speculation that he would appear in Rogue One, but I think Thrawn is going to make an appearance. It is going to be in Star Wars Rebels for one reason and one reason alone. Admiral Thrawn was a Chiss, which means that he had blue skin and red eyes. And I'm not saying that Star Wars couldn't pull that off in the movies at all, but the type of effect is something that Star Wars movies have been trying to steer clear of. So having said that, it's not entirely out of the question that the directors and writers bring Thrawn into the movies, but simply changing his skin color and eye color to make him appear more human, because after all, Admiral Thrawn that we know from the extended universe isn't canon anymore, so they could choose to bring Thrawn back as a human instead of a Chiss. Another avenue that they could take is to make a character that has all of the character traits of Admiral Thrawn, but who simply has a different name in the new movies. With all that being said, I think if we're going to see Admiral Thrawn introduced, we're going to see it in Star Wars Rebels. The producer of Rebels has proven time and time again that he likes to incorporate bits and pieces of the extended universe into the canon cartoon series, the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. And it's an animated cartoon series that would make it very possible for a blue-skinned Chiss to appear as Admiral Thrawn. But with that in mind, I actually don't want to see Admiral Thrawn appear in Rebels. I think it's more likely that he would appear in Rebels than he would appear in actual movies, but I would enjoy it more if he appeared in actual movies as opposed to Star Wars Rebels. And I know that's kind of a confusing train of thought, but let me explain. The main reason I don't want to see Admiral Thrawn appear in Star Wars Rebels is that Thrawn is known as a master admiral and a cunning tactician. We've seen quite the opposite from the Empire in Star Wars Rebels. Rebels has portrayed the Empire as the biggest fools at times, and to portray Thrawn as the leader of the seemingly inept Empire that Rebels portrays would be doing him a great disservice. It's the same reason why we rarely get to see Tarkin or Vader on Rebels. There is no way Rebels could justify showing Tarkin or Vader being completely duped by this Rebels gang time and time again. When Vader or Tarkin shows up, things get serious and the Rebels are in serious trouble. So if Rebels continues to go down that path, which they eventually have to, the show is eventually going to have to get a lot darker simply because the Rebels that we know on the show are going to have to fall apart at some point, then you could maybe bring in Admiral Thrawn. But unless the Empire is laying death blow after death blow on the Rebel crew, there is no way I want to see Thrawn put into the show if all it's going to do is appear incompetent like the Empire usually does in Star Wars Rebels. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think we're going to get to see Admiral Thrawn in a Star Wars movie? At any point, do you think we're going to get to see him in Star Wars Rebels? This has been Galactic News Center. I'm Ben. Thanks for watching, and as always, join me and together we'll rule the galaxy.